All right. Well, welcome everyone. We are so excited to be here with you tonight. And we have an amazing lineup for you tonight on organizing your business and ministry. And we got a little helper down there in the corner. What a little cutie pie. And we're just super excited to be here tonight and hear from Courtney. This is her one of her favorite things to train on. And so we're going to get going with this training, and then we'll have a few announcements afterwards. So thanks for joining tonight. Go ahead, Courtney.
Oh, perfect. All right. So we're going to discuss organization tonight. So I hope you guys are ready, because this is totally my happy place. This is where I feel, like we all have God-given gifts, right? And I have always been one to be very organized. Like everything has a spot. And if you move it, I'm going to know. Okay. So like my whole world feels out of place if one thing is not where it should be. So we are going to talk about organization, because this is really, really important in your business. Yes, you run your own business. Yes, it looks like however you need it to be, but that does not mean that you get to live in your business like Pigpen and expect results like a billionaire. Okay. So billionaires don't run their businesses like Pigpens. Okay.
I disagree. I'm kidding.
Promise you, Susan, you are probably more organized than you give yourself credit for.
I'm just kidding with you. I'm not a billionaire either, but sorry, go ahead. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Lack of organization is different from clutter. Okay. So that is also a huge misconception. So sometimes clutter exists and you can still be organized with your clutter. All right. So those two are very different things. So let me distinguish that first and foremost. But we are going to talk about organization, and hopefully the things that I share with you guys are going to give you guys some really great consistent behaviors to start putting into place over the next 2 months. Because if things haven't already gotten a little crazy for you with the holidays, November is going to. All right. And then you've got the first few weeks of December. So this is perfect timing. All right. So first up, who printed their calendar? Everybody have a blank calendar? Nikki Adams, don't even look at me like that, friend. Like you were on this call and I posted. I could totally call you out because she's one of mine, y'all. All right. So Nikki Adams is going to print a calendar after this. Okay. So listen, you can nod and chat at me all day long, friend, but I know where to find you. Okay, so you have a blank calendar, and I told you guys just to print a blank calendar that doesn't necessarily have dates. You don't need days of the week necessarily, or even month. So the calendar is something that I do before the beginning of every month, just to give me like an overview of what we have going on. Yes, home office has a great calendar that they put out. Carrie does that beautiful calendar that she puts out, but nobody but me is doing a calendar that has my categories on it, right? This is not just a Mary and Martha calendar. Okay. This is not just a home office calendar. This is me going, all right, first of all, what are my categories? And I told you guys to kind of list these out. And if you wanted to bring a different color pen for each one. Okay. So in the comments, I want you guys to just drop one or two of them. I'm going to give you what mine are to give you examples. So for me, I have things like my kids' extracurriculars. That's a category. That's a legit thing that I need to make sure I know when it's going on, because I have 3 children and there are only 2 adults. We get run in circles around here. Okay. School. I homeschool. I need to know when that's happening each day. It needs to be something that's taken care of. My to-dos, my errands and appointments, things like that. Okay. So those are some of my categories, along with family time. And I'm going to talk about non-negotiables here in a minute. Family time is a category. Church is a category. And then my Mary and Martha business, and then my coaching business. Those are like my things. Those are the things that I have going on a day-to-day basis. Now, not all of those happen every day, praise Jesus, But then sometimes they do happen every day, and praise Jesus for getting me through those days. Okay. So these are your categories. So if you have not written down your categories yet, when we get off tonight, this is a great opportunity for you to sit down and think about, okay, what are the things that I do each day on a regular basis? Okay. Next up are your non-negotiables. Non-negotiables are not the same as all of your categories. All of your categories cannot be non-negotiables, friends. Okay. And I am telling you right now, please do not try to make them that. Like, please, for the love of Jesus, do not try to make them that. Okay. Just don't. You will run yourself ragged. You will burn yourself out. It is completely unrealistic and it just will not happen. Your non-negotiables are things like family night. We have family night one night. Normally it's Friday night. Every weekend, it is a non-negotiable. We order takeout. We make something simple for dinner. Nobody wants to cook by Friday night anyways. And then we sit and we watch a movie. This is a non-negotiable. If it doesn't happen on Friday night, it needs to happen Saturday or Sunday night. Okay. This is a non-negotiable. Church. We do church on Sunday morning and the kids go to church on Wednesday night. Non-negotiable. If we had extracurriculars that fell on a Wednesday afternoon, guess what they're not going to? Extracurriculars on Wednesday afternoon. Okay. School. I homeschool my children. They have to be schooled so that they can be productive adults when they get older. All right. Non-negotiable. Okay. Work time. I have to work so that I can stay at home and homeschool my children. Okay. This is a non-negotiable. However, school does come before work for me. Okay. So these are your non-negotiables. All right. These are the things that you are not willing to sacrifice or give up in your calendar. All right. The other non-negotiable for us would be like what we consider kind of our Sabbath. So on Friday afternoon to Saturday afternoon, we really just kind of take it easy around here and we spend time with one another or we go on an adventure. That's a non-negotiable. All right. So at this point, you have your blank calendar, you have your categories, and you have your non-negotiables. These are the things that go into your calendar. Okay. So around the 25th of every month, I sit down with my blank calendar and I go, okay, it's hard to see it upside down. Friday night is this column right here. I'm just writing in family night, like done. Church is Sunday, done. Church on Wednesday, done. I'm just going through my list. See, I'm super fancy over here, y'all. I'm going through my list of non-negotiables and I'm just writing them in. And you might think, well, what does this have to do with my business? Oh, well, we're getting there. Okay. So these are my non-negotiables and I'm just going to write them in here. All these calendars from Carrie and home office and whatever, they're great, but they only have your business on there. They do not have the other things. And please, please do not make your life 24/7 about your business. Some people might not like that. Okay. Please don't. All right. You have other things going on in your life. You are another human outside of your business. Okay. So your non-negotiables go first, like end of discussion, full stop, period. It is what it is. All right. And then you're going to plug in your categories. All right. So if you have kids in sports, guess what needs to go next? You need to write in when their sports stuff is. If you have doctor's appointments or any kind of appointment, you're writing it in. This is your overview. Remember when we talked about goals, we talked about that big goal, that overarching goal. Say, for example, it's earning level 4 of the trip. You have your big overarching goal. And then you go, okay, this is what I have. This is what I need. How much time do I have left to get what I need? I'm going to take what I need and divide it up by that time. And in the example that we did in the call, I think I did it with conference recognition category, right? I said, okay, if you want to be recognized for the gold category in sponsoring, this is what we've done so far. So you can look at what you've done, but then this is how many you need. And you need to divide up what you need by how much time you have left. You are figuring out what you have for your month. Okay. You can get that big overarching view of your month so that you can be realistic in your time. It will also help you go from week to week. You will also see like where your lag time is, so to speak, so that if you need more work time, you can fit it in. You will see where you don't have extra time. Okay. So if you don't have extra time that week because life, and say a sale drops with Mary and Martha, and you just look at it and go, oh my gosh, I just don't have extra time. Guess what? It's okay. You don't have to do it. Okay. I have not taken advantage of every sale this month. I didn't take advantage of every sale last month. You know why? Because life. My non-negotiables happened, and they were my non-negotiables, and they stuck. They always, always, always win. All right. That's what makes them a non-negotiable. So you are taking your non-negotiables, your categories, you're putting them into your overview. And what you're going to see is so much consistency in your calendar that when you go to plan your next month, so much is just going to be automatic. All right. So for example, I know on Friday nights, we have family night. I know on Wednesday nights, we have church. Saturday till about 1, we have church. I know that on the 1st of every month, and I'm just spouting out consistent to-dos that just go in my calendar. I don't even need to look at a list at this point, because when I write in the date, I go, oh, it's the 1st. I need to share all the newness of the month on the 1st. Oh, it's the 15th. My hostess of the month orders are due. And I'm normally trying to close up my parties by then. Okay. Because I'd like to party around the 2nd week of every month. I like to do one party round. So I like to try and close up all those parties by the 15th so that I can then start doing other things for my team and myself and the next month and my other business after that. I also know on the 15th, I'm going to reach out to next month's hostesses. These are all things that are so consistent that I don't need a list to check them out. I just look at the date and my brain goes, oh, next month hostesses, hostess of the month, start working on the next set of things that you have to do, close up those parties. Okay. Some other consistent things are every Tuesday night. What is every Tuesday night that home office does? That free opportunity event. That is also something that's just going to go in here every single week. It is your cue to share. All right. So this overview of your month is going to help you when you sit down on Sunday. And yes, I am telling you to plan your week before the week starts. Please don't get up on Monday morning and go, oh, time to plan my week. No. Okay. We're going to plan our week the day before we wake up to get going for the week. You will go to bed feeling much better about your week. You will know what you need to do, what can wait if you don't have time. You will know what your week looks like so that you can mentally prepare for Monday. If you wake up on Monday having no idea, you're going to feel a whole day behind. I promise you. So if you take time on Sunday, and really it doesn't take that long. Like I always give myself an hour and then I just kind of wander when I'm done because it doesn't take me an hour. So I just kind of meander and mindlessly do something if I don't have something else to do. But on Sunday, another non-negotiable, plan my week. All right. If you plan your week before you get to the start of a new week, you're going to wake up mentally prepared. You're going to know what you need to do. You can wake up and hit the ground running. And it can be like that meme. I love this meme where it's, I can't remember the exact wording, but it's like as soon as your feet hit the floor, the devil goes, uh-oh, she's up. Okay. It's not going to happen if you wake up and go, I don't even know where to start. Like it's Monday. And it's 8 o'clock and I don't know how busy I'm going to be today. Let's go figure that out. Okay. It's just not going to work out real well. So Sunday is another non-negotiable. Plan your week. All right. But if you plan your week on Sunday, I promise you, this is going to help you because you're going to look at this and go, oh, the first week, this. And now that we're getting the calendars from home office with all the sales on them, brilliant. By the way, we should all email them and let them know that that's awesome. So they keep that up. We can go, there's a sale coming this week. So I can plan my posts around that. Another consistent behavior, post on social media every day. It does not have to be about your business every day. I just said post every day. Okay. So it doesn't have to be about your business and it doesn't have to be on one platform every day. You can swap it up. I don't care. Have some kind of presence every day. But you're going to know you're going to know, okay, it's the first week. Next week is party week. So at the end of this week, I need to start thinking about my party group. And I need to follow up with my hostesses again. See how these all have consistent behaviors, consistent to-dos that you're going to just start writing in without even thinking about it. Like at this point, I need to do November's. And I mean, I'm looking at this blank thing going, oh, well, I already have half of it done talking to you guys, because it's so consistent that I just know what's coming. And it gets to the point where really, sometimes you just don't even need this to plan your week. You go, oh, it's the second week of November. It's party week. Okay, what does that mean? The calendar I'm referencing sometimes is home office to see if we have a sale coming or what's going on. Okay. So this is so helpful in keeping you organized. And it's really so simple. Like it is a paper and pen, and it's a monthly calendar, and it can be as big as you need it to be. I write real big. So sometimes this looks like a big hot jarbled mess. Like I wonder if any of these, I also am one to like cross off the date as I get done. So then it just doesn't really, I mean, like this is just, I write real big. So everything gets filled in here and it looks like I have a lot to do, but I really don't. But it's just because I write big. So you pick what you need as far as size goes, but at the end of the day, having that big overview really gives you an idea of what is coming for the next month for you personally, for you work-wise, for you family-wise. And it really does, we know that mindset is a really big deal. We know that seeing our goals put out in front of us really helps us work towards those goals. That's a mindset. That is 100% a visual mindset. We know all of these things, okay? So seeing your month mentally prepares you for what's coming. So if you have an extra busy month, you can go, all right, it's just 30 days. I got this. Like I can do something. I can do hard things for 30 days, okay? Or if you have a really slow month and you want a busy month, say you don't have enough hostesses for next month. Well, if you didn't really look at your weeks until you got to each week, how would you know you didn't have enough hostesses? You then would be scrambling for new hostesses on Monday instead of when you could have been working for new hostesses 2 weeks ago before you even got to that month. Same thing with recruits. Same thing with sales. By the time I'm done with my parties, depends on what the week falls like. This month, the 15th was not the end of the second week, okay? It was like the 18th. So my parties were closed. And I knew that I still hadn't hit my sales goals. Well, guess what? I'm still here working. But if I had no idea, I would just kind of be going, oh, here's a sale, go for it. And then at the end of the month go, that I needed more. And I should have taken advantage of that. So having that overview and organizing your month organizes your business, so that you know what your goals are. You can work towards your goals. You can set your goals. You can work on bookings and hostesses. You can work on new recruits. You can do all the things that we have been talking about since the middle of August. Organization is so key, and it looks different for everybody. So if you're not a pen and paper gal, totally fine. Like you don't have to be. The only bad planner is the one you don't use. Okay, that's it. I don't have a perfect solution for all of you guys for your planner. All right, I told y'all to go and print off a monthly calendar. I didn't need to do that because this is my monthly calendar. It is literally a book of blank monthly calendars. But this might not work for you. That's fine. If your phone is what works for you, great, but you got to use it. And you got to set alarms and reminders. And I'm going to be real honest, you need to set more than one alarm or reminder, because as soon as it goes off the first time, what do y'all do? I do it. We just turn it off and then we forget, right? Like we turn it off, we forget. And then at the end of the night, if we go and we check our day, we're like, I totally forgot. I didn't do that. Okay. Phones are great. You got to set an alarm, and you've got to set more than one. If you have this, leave it open on your desk. It does you no good to keep it closed. If you have a paper calendar, don't fold it up like facing in, fold it out if you're going to fold it, so that you at least can see your days. Or like stick it to your computer or your fridge or on a stand, or, I use the cookbook stand to like hold the things on my desk that are most important. So whatever it is that you do. Okay. But you actually have to use it. The only planner that doesn't work and that's not useful is the one you don't use. So each of us are going to look totally different. I mean, I just got the new Belinda Ellsworth for 2022 planner. I typically don't use a timed planner, so this is going to be really interesting, but I'm not opposed to trying it. All right. But I'm going to use it. Otherwise, it's not going to work for me if I don't use it. So the first thing to do in all of this for organizing your month is print out. At the end of every year, I used to print out 12 blank calendars, and I would just kind of find a place to stick them. I normally would just stick them like in my planner each month. The beginning of each month. And then I would just sit down and work on them. So whatever works for you. If you want to print out a couple at a time, you might not need 12 by the end of the year. You might kind of be able to do it fairly well. I don't know that I would strongly suggest doing that 100% by memory. If you can do that, I would love to know what you take for memory, because I could really use some. But print out your calendar, your monthly calendar, your blank calendar. Write down your categories. Okay. So this is where you're going to be held accountable to yourself. And you can send me this too when you're done, or you can send it to Lisa, whatever you prefer, or your leader. Write out your non-negotiables. Again, guys, this is so fancy right here. Okay. You can write out I need you to write out your non-negotiables. This is brain dumping. We've talked about this in every training that Lisa and I have done together. I have talked about brain dumping and what that looks like. And it's literally just getting everything out of your brain and putting it onto a piece of paper. Again, it's very fancy. But when you don't do it, what happens? It stays up here. You feel like you have to hold on to it. And as soon as you lose it, you're like, oh my gosh, I just lost a piece of information that was really important. Well, it obviously wasn't that important, Karen, because you didn't write it down. So if it was really important, you would have written it down, but instead you thought you were Superwoman and you were trying to keep it up here. Okay. So brain dumping is literally taking it out of here, putting it on paper, and you're seeing it. Do you see how like all of this is visual? We are visual human beings. Okay. We are, which is great. And in some instances, it's really terrible, but we are visual human beings. And so getting it out of here, putting it on paper, couple things. One, it shows you sometimes that what you were holding on to was worthless and you really don't need to do it. So now that it's out of your head, you can just like forget it and move on instead of trying to hold on to it. Two, you can kind of have like these aha moments as you're writing it. You'll ever have that happen? Those are my favorite. You're like writing it out and you're like, oh my gosh, and you can't write fast enough. It's like when your brain gets to thinking about something and you're so excited and your words cannot keep up with what's coming out of your brain and out of your mouth. Like you just can't keep up. You're so excited. Same thing happens when you get to writing something. And sometimes that doesn't happen until you get to writing it. So this is just your organized way of brain dumping your month so that you can plan your weeks. Okay. And I don't suggest at all, and I tell all of my coaching clients this, I do not suggest to do this 1 week at a time. I suggest to have an overview for the month. And then on Sunday, go in and spend 30 minutes planning your week. All right. That is the system that consistently works really well for people. I'm not asking you to put every detail and to do in here. That's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you to put your categories and your non-negotiables. So like for work, when I sit down to do this, Thursdays, I don't get any work done. I just know that. Every Thursday, we're at co-op from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. And normally we have soccer from like 5:30 to 8. When am I going to work? I got to feed these kids in between co-op and soccer. Okay, I don't work. So guess what doesn't get written in on work on Thursday? Work. I don't work. But I do have 3 hours of alone time by myself with no children on Wednesday to work. Guess what gets written in? I'm not writing my to-do list in here. I'm just simply writing work 3 to 6. Thursday has no work. Friday, everything comes to a screeching halt about 4 o'clock when family night starts. So like, I'm not asking you to write your details. Your details come in on Sunday when you sit down and you plan your week. That's where the details come from. And whatever your planner looks like for those details, that's where you're writing that, your to-do list. If you don't have something and you need help finding something, I'm happy to help you. Like planners make me very happy. Nikki can tell you this. It is happy place for me. And there are like 3 companies that I see, like she smugly got on. Did y'all see that? She smugly got on and smirked at me. Nikki Adams, I love you. There are like 3 companies that normally have something for everybody. And I'm happy to help you if you're trying to find something, but it's that overview, that monthly overview that really helps you. Okay. I'm not asking you to do your details. I'm asking you non-negotiables and categories. All right. So let me read some of, I didn't read anything because it's like a squirrel to me. I have to read as I try and talk, and that doesn't work very well. Yes. So homeschool, rodeo, swim, horse. And Nikki, I'm tired. I love you, friend. Yeah. And you guys, like when you have your non-negotiables, please don't forget yourself. Like, please, please, please don't forget yourself. So I have this one really sweet client right now, and I know she won't mind me sharing, but she is very good at giving herself mom guilt over taking time to just rest each day. And so it's gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, Amanda, every day when you take time for yourself, you have to text me afterwards. This way she has to do it, because by the end of the day, if she doesn't, I'm like, hey, how was your me time today? And she doesn't want to tell me that she didn't do it. So please, please, please don't forget yourself. It is so important. It's a non-negotiable, right? It's a non-negotiable. Okay. Your kiddos take me time, and then they take your you time, right? So you can take some of your me time. Okay. Yes. So you guys have some really, 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 yes, Lisa, rest. So important. And there are a couple really fascinating science studies. I will try. Yes. So my me time, Lisa, is totally my quiet time. Like that's the best. Okay. There's some really fascinating studies that talk about how when we rest, like truly rest, not necessarily taking a nap or sleep. That's not what I'm meaning. But like for Amanda, I encourage her to go outside and get some God juice and just sit without her phone and just like sit with her eyes closed and just hearing the noises of outside. I don't know, something so peaceful of outside. There's this really fascinating information that's come out about how when we truly rest, we're actually more productive. So we allow ourselves this chance to kind of like reset ourselves. So Nikki Adams, you know what I'm going to tell you. You need to rest, friend. You need to take some time for yourself, but you already knew I was going to tell you that. So rest is super, super important, and you don't have to spend hours doing it. Like if you want to take a nap, I'm not going to tell you that you shouldn't. But if all you have is 15 minutes is better than nothing. Okay. We are not automatons. We are not robots, and we should not try to fill every single part of our day. And that is part of organizing your calendar. Like seeing that overview allows you to really see where you are super busy and where you're not. And sometimes that helps us balance our calendar. People are like, there is no such thing as balance. I'm like, yeah, there totally is something as balance, and you're in charge of it. Like balance does exist, you guys. It really, really does. And you get to decide that. So having that overview allows you to see where the balance is needed. Okay. So this is the main thing with organization. And that is all I have for tonight. And I will say we are not done with organization, but you guys do have a couple weeks where you can work on it and kind of refine it and ask your questions, like write down your questions as you have them. So the next time we come back together to talk about organization, you guys can just kind of flood me with, this is where I need help. This is where I don't think it worked out real well. How do I do this? Like, where does this fit into that? Okay. We can talk about that the next time. For Nikki, I don't know. I feel like you could probably have like a big one. I feel like you could do that, friend. So with that, I will end. And I think I stayed right under 30 minutes, Lisa. I tried really hard. Like I could talk about this forever. So I will also add before we go, like if you need specific organization help or you need accountability help with your calendar and your everyday and your time and your planning, like message me, because that is something that I do offer in my coaching business. I actually have 3 clients right now that I just do organization accountability to help them. And it's just those inconsistent behaviors don't develop overnight, right? So these new consistent behaviors don't change overnight. So that's the other thing. You have to offer yourself grace. You have to give yourself time. It does not take 21 days to change a behavior. That is a load of junk. It definitely takes longer. So I'm not trying to discourage you guys, but I'm just trying to be realistic. It does not take 21 days. It takes a lot longer to create a habit, and it takes a lot longer to undo that habit. So like, just give yourself time to work with this. And you might do some trial and error. You might go, well, this method doesn't really work. Let me try it this way. Okay. So just some final thoughts on that. So if y'all do need more help outside of this, just shoot me a message and I am happy to chat with you, especially with things getting extra busy. Might seem a little chaotic. So I will hand it back over to Lisa because she did say she has some announcements to make.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the great training today and the wonderful ideas. I got some great notes.
Great.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So we were talking kind of back and forth, and first of all, how many of you have loved these trainings and that you've taken away takeaways? And yeah, me too. I feel exactly the same. And thank you, Courtney, for everything that you've done. So we had our director meeting and our leader meeting this day, and as they're this week and last week, sorry. And as you can tell, a lot is starting to come out for November. So we have an Abby Turner event, and we're also going to start Black Friday boot camps. And so there's going to be a Black Friday boot camp like November 3rd, November 5th, November 10th, and November 12th. And then we're going to be moving into like product reveals, and there's just going to be some fun things that are going to help fuel our business in November. And we got thinking, and it's like, is having this 8 p.m. meeting on Monday night going to pull away our focus on what home office has for us November? And we kind of just talked back and forth. And so what we decided, and I have 8 p.m. on Monday on my calendar. You'd be so proud, Nikki, or no, Courtney and Nikki.
I am proud. I am proud.
Yes. So I'm going to have to erase that because we are going to pull that away for November and more than likely for December also. And we'll come back in January with probably finishing out with these same categories. And here's the thing is we have a guide on the We Inspire Shared Hope page that has amazing trainings for all of these topics. So if there's something that you're needing a little extra help with, I encourage you to go back to that guide. But I really want us to hone in on what home office has for us in November. And I'm sorry if any of you feel sad or let down about this, that we have it on our calendar, but I think it'll be good for all of us to put that focus towards the boot camps and the Abby events and things like that. And so first of all, is there any questions, anybody that's on live tonight that they have about what Courtney trained about today or about these trainings that are coming up from home office? Everybody's quiet. And again, I have all of those written in my calendar, all of those boot camps, and because I want to get that done. They're going to show us exactly how to prepare for Black Friday. So that's important. And the Abby's events. Yes, Nikki, I'm excited too. That's a great opportunity that home office is giving us to offer an experience to our guests. And so
I have a question about the Abby events, and I had a consultant ask me today. I haven't had a chance to really dig into the Abby events. It's been an interesting 4 days. So the Abby events, those are for us to buy, right? Not for customers.
It's both.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm going to have Carrie talk here in a little bit about some ideas she has, but so there's going to be 3 different events. There's going to be one on November 4th, which will be a charcuterie event. And here's the other thing is we have these events also in November. So we have a Friendsgiving on the 11th, and then the Christmas baking and giftables on the 18th. And so you can buy each event for $25 or all 3 for $60. Now, I think as a consultant that this is a great opportunity for us to plug in and maybe get some ideas of things that we can do at our own gatherings. But this is really a test like that home office is trying. They're trying something new. They don't necessarily know who's going to plug in, but I've had a few customers that saw it that are like, this is interesting. I'm kind of interested in this. And so I think it'd be great if a lot of consultants signed up for it, but it is meant for customers too, if they'd like to come. And then they will get a link. So it won't be immediate. It's going to be a Zoom webinar. And then they're going to have to process. And Amelia was trying to make sure that we could have it back out within 48 hours. But there'll be a link there that'll be housed on Vimeo. So it'll be something that, you know, you pay for it and then you have access to it.
Okay.
So, and there's also freebies that go with it. So, and the sale started today. And the sale items are all of the items that she's going to use for the event.
Cool.
And I think there's actually the night of each event, I think they're going to offer the sale that night for the people who are at the event.
Okay.
So they'll be able to go, and I don't know how they're going to do that, but I mean, these are some great sales. And so if you look at them, they really match up with what she's planning on doing. So, and then we move into Black Friday. And so, I mean, we have a really action-packed November. They call it like the magnificent 7, right? The 7 busiest weeks, like different things like that. And so, like you said, Courtney, maybe there's a month or 6 weeks where you're just working really hard, but it's worth it because you know the payoff will be well, you know. So any other questions?
The
Carrie?
other question I had about the Abby that a consultant asked, the trainings that, like, if a customer buys one of those trainings, is that PV towards a consultant? It is.
It is. And so, yes, a consultant will get PV on these. So that's amazing. We're going to get PV on the event. So that's what it's a training experience for us also. And we can see that get put in. Plus, we're going to get PV on it. So if you invited, I mean, there's a lot of different ways we can do this. Carrie and I brainstormed for a little bit on Saturday. But you can, if you wanted to invite 10 people over to your home and they each did it, like the money that you made on PV, you could buy the food, or you could have each person who came to the event, because you're going to get a recipe ahead of time, letting you know what she's going to make. So if you want to participate with it, you can do that. And then you can say, you 8 people who are coming, you bring the pecans, you bring the fruit, you, whatever it is. I don't know what the items are going to be, you know, whatever, you bring the bread, you bring this. And then, I mean, so, I mean, I think it's great that we're getting PV on it. It's great.
Very cool. Okay. Those were my 2 questions from a consultant of mine today. And like I said, I have just not dug into it yet.
It's a lot. No, we all have things going on, and that's the thing. And Nikki, I see you have your hand up. That's the thing, is not everything is going to be for all of us. Like, this may be for you. It may not be for you. One may be for you. Maybe all 3 aren't. Maybe you buy the 3 and a couple of them, you have to watch the link later. You know, that's the part it's a test. They're going to just kind of see how this goes. But Abby is going live every day this week at 11 a.m. to kind of let us get to know her and let us, I know Marge, I think Marge is on here. Marge watched her this morning and she's like, she's a firecracker. Like Carrie watched her. She's full of joy and I can't wait to learn from her. And so Nikki, unmute yourself. We'll get and then we're going to have Carrie share if we didn't put her on the spot too much.
Oh, thank you. So the trainings happen every day this week at 11. The events happen on the Thursday night. The events are what we're sharing with our peeps. The training is for consultants.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Then another plug is I have a dinner club that has met for 4 weeks, and we meet and we just make recipes from her book and we talk about her table. There is not one recipe. There are some recipes that we go, I don't know if we're going to like that, but never. I mean, the whole first 10 minutes is, oh my gosh, I can't believe how good this is. So it's amazing cookbook. So if you don't have it, you need it. And for $20, it's a no brainer. It's awesome. And she is, and her heart for Jesus is amazing.
I had the blessing of getting to meet her. So I got to go to home office this spring. And that was one of our entertainment nights is we got to go to Mark McCain's house and Abby cooked with us and we got to cook her recipes with her. And she is really full of joy, exactly like you said, and really fun. And she's not a chef. She's just a fun girl who has pulled together recipes that we can all do. And she does have a couple recipes she said that are tough, but the recipes that we're going to get are not in her cookbook. So that's one of the specials. And what were the other? We're going to get a download. Anyone who pays the money is going to get a download of the cookbook. So they know some people want to put the cookbook like on their phone or on an iPad. And so then they can download that cookbook. And then Abby has these cute little things, like she gave them some things to us when we met her. And I won't ruin it, but she has some cute little products. And so she's going to send a little gift out to everybody who does that also. Yes, Cheyenne, I agree. That's super smart. So I mean, this might be, they're really, like they said, they have no idea how this is going to turn out. It's just, they know that one thing they learned during COVID is we were all stuck at home for a short amount of time, right? And what people were looking for was when everything started opening back up, they wanted an experience. And this is an experience. Our gatherings are an experience. Coming together is an experience, right? And so that's what they're the most excited about, is just giving this a try that will probably set us up for future events. So, and there may be some future products that feature Abby. You never know down the road. So Carrie, do you have any wisdom?
Wisdom, I don't know. I have to laugh at a couple of things in regards to Courtney's training tonight. So first of all, every time, Courtney, that you said fancy and you held up your Post-it notes, the country song Fancy Like Applebee's just keeps popping every time you come up with that.
Okay, that's hilarious. So I don't do trendy songs, like they grate on my nerves, but I don't know. I think the reason I like that song so much and I think it's so fun is because the first time I heard it was when I watched Candace Cameron's Bure's Instagram video about it. And I was like, she is so cute.
Exactly. But every time you held it up, my gosh, I'm like, try not to bust out, Kara. Every time she's like holding up her Post-it note, I'm fancy over here.
Bust out. That one, I don't know why that song is just, I don't know.
It's catchy. It's catchy. I love it.
It is, but I just think it's like chinky too. So I think maybe that's part of it. I'm like, it's just like so random.
It's hilarious.
And I also want to tell you guys that I don't know how many of you know this, but I'm actually almost done with my bachelor's degree. So I've been working on this for 2 years. And so I homeschool my son. I do Mary and Martha, and I'm also taking classes myself. So, obviously scheduling, keeping a calendar is super important to me, which I've done that before. So I have a calendar, yes, where I have a month at a glance, but then I carry a notebook with me everywhere. Anytime I get ideas, I write them down. I mean, it's just a plain old, I go every August when Staples has their, and Walmart has their school, we can get them for 25 cents. And I just keep a stack. Yes. On my shelf. And I right on this page, this is my start for the week that I did yesterday. So on Sunday, because I map out every single day, because if I don't, and I work my business Monday through Thursday, and I do my schooling Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's doable. You can totally do it. And all my social media is scheduled in advance. So I'm obviously sales, I do those as it comes along, but that's just like maybe one post every other day, because I don't want to overwhelm my VIPs. So anyways, that's just on the training, that some thoughts that I had. So I would say, if you haven't watched Abby's videos yet, especially the one from Saturday, because Lisa and I talked on Saturday, and I got on the phone and I was like, okay, let's go. Let's do this. And she's like, you saw the video, didn't you? And I was like, yes. I mean, Abby is that charismatic personality that just draws you in. She makes you just want to go run out and tell everybody. about it. And she's so unassuming though. So it's like, you want to do it. You want to support her. You want your friends to see her and experience her. Yes, she is totally contagious, Cheyenne. And you just, so if you have not seen her video from Saturday, start with that one. And then if you haven't seen her video from today yet, do that one as well. And did you also know that home office, whether you watched her training videos this week live or you hit replay, your name goes into a drawing and you can win a prize. So if for nothing else, and they're only 10 to 15 minutes, that's it. She's short and she's sweet, guys. So just one of those things, watching her videos, let me be able, when I spoke to my VIP group tonight in my live, was tell them, like, you guys do not want to miss her. She's so much fun. I use the words phenomenal, charismatic, draw you in, amazing individual. And my girls were like commenting, like, I can't wait. I'm so excited. Like, you know, they're totally into it. My VIPs, my customers, they also love fun and unique events. And this is perfect. I'm a former event planner. So my group is already used to fun and amazing events for me. I did 3 charcuterie events over the summer. So when I talked about it, I'm like, how am I going to, since my group has already done this, how am I going to promote this to them? Because we've already done charcuterie. So I said, guys, I'm interested to see what her take is on this. What is she going to do with these boards? Because I said, she's an out of the box thinker. I was like, she takes pre-done and she says, okay, what are we going to do with this? How can we make your holidays beautiful? That's simple. That's easy. That's her whole thing, is simple and easy. So it's easy to market her if you just watch her. The thoughts just came super, super quick to me tonight on what to say and how to go about this. And then I'm really pushing. Yes, the products will be available at a special rate each night that she does an event, but they're all on sale this week. So I'm promoting, buy them now. So you're totally ready for when the event rolls around. Here's the topic she's talking about. And then I promoted the Simple Joy serving board because I love that piece. And I told my group, if you've ever watched a live, that's my favorite piece. Why? Has the interchangeable plates. What can you do with the interchangeable plates? Abby gave some really great ideas today, which is why I'm going to try to put out those graphics every day so that you have those to share with your group outside of the box. My biggest stance on all of our products is they're versatile. You can use them for a number of things. This is no different. All they're doing now is they're just adding another component to our already amazing products. And I told Lisa on Saturday, I would love to see home office give us more opportunities for this in the future, more ideas, unique ways to get together with our friends and promote our products. They're just giving us more opportunities and more ideas on how to make our businesses successful. But yeah, just definitely watch her because you're going to get so many different ideas. So yes, talk about, quote Abby, talk about her. One of the things she says is you don't have to be a chef to use my stuff. Hey guys, that means that this is for anybody. Take it from that standpoint. And if you're excited, they'll be excited. So don't sit there and be like, well, this is new. I don't know. Because they'll feed off of that. I told my group, hey, we're trying something new. And guess what? I want you to let me know what your experience is with this. I want your feedback. And I'm like, again, people are like, yeah, I can't wait, because you're involving them, you're pulling them in. And that's what you want to do. So again, I'll put out graphics. If you can think of a graphic, I will try to get that out. And if you need any other thoughts or ideas, always feel free to reach out to me. I'm always available. So that's it. That's all I got for you.
Awesome. Jeepers. She's got a lot of energy and excitement too. Wouldn't you say? Go Carrie. Woo, woo. Awesome. Somebody asked, thank you, Carrie and Courtney. Someone asked, I didn't see, they asked where the training is at. Sorry, my dog keeps barking here. You guys, I apologize. It's on Mary and Martha Independent Consultant page at 11 o'clock. So that 11 o'clock a.m. Central Time. That's where it is.
So as Carrie was sharing, so like I said, y'all, I have not dug into this whole Abby thing, but as Carrie was sharing, and as I'm like thinking about these, this is just a great example of like the whole brain dumping exercise, right? So I have just a quick list here of like kind of what I will probably do surrounding this. I will initially plant those seeds with my people, but then I will just give them reminders as a whole, because this could get overwhelming to my people. Doesn't mean it will to yours. I also don't have a whole lot of cooks because I am not a cook. And we laugh in my group about like how not fancy we are, but Mary and Martha helps us to feel functionally fancy is kind of how we word it. So like what I will probably do is, again, I will make a list. I will ask in my VIP group, like, where are my cooks? Where are my chefs? Where are those that like to try, fun new recipes, whatever, go to Pinterest for recipes. And then I will reach out to them and just let them know, like, this is what's coming in November. You can buy one or you can buy all three for a really big discount. You'll get, an exclusive recipe. You'll get her digital cookbook and maybe some extra little bonuses, and then the link to watch. But then every Monday I will make an event in my group. They can RSVP to go. It'll also give them a few days to still snag that training and that event. And then that will also be my share on Monday surrounding this. So, and that's just 3 things, I probably won't share the day of, because again, we are busy until 4 p.m. So if somebody hops on at noon and is like, how do I buy this? I won't get to it till 4:30. And so at that point, they might get frustrated. So this is another way that you can take something that home office is offering us and plant those seeds and remind. And then the ones that are really just going to jump all in, they're going to do it initially, right? They're going to be super excited about it and say, maybe I can invite a friend. Sure, you totally can. Yeah. So, and yeah, Nikki, that's another thing that you can add to it. Like, I'm going and I hope you will join me. A great way to kind of entice your people. And like you said, you have that dinner club that meets, which is such a fun idea. And, you can add that to it, So there's all different ways that you can take what home office is doing for us and like tailor it to fit you, which I love. It's part of why we do what we do. It's part of our business. So that's a really fun way to do it. I think this is a great addition, and I think it's perfect for the holiday season. Like, it's a great way to encourage people to and get in homes. And it's also a really great way to encourage those that are maybe a little bit afraid of the in-home to maybe have this be their guide. Like, why don't you just invite 5 friends over and y'all do this together? Like, oh, look at you. You just hosted an in-home party. Like it's like a fun, no pressure, like you're not having to perform. I mean, you're all just sitting and watching and like being yourself,
Perfect.
So
and that was one thing a few of us brainstormed the other day too. And that's exactly what we said for a new consultant or someone who's not comfortable. They could invite people over, watch the Zoom link, and then they just take the orders, right?
Yep.
They don't have to do and the other, this was a really, Diane Nelson gave this idea. It's similar to what you said. Find out who's interested as far as your customers, set up a party group. You could go live 10 minutes before the party starts, welcome them, tell them what's going to happen that night. Each of you then go to the Zoom. You don't feed it to that group or anything. You each just go to your link, and then you say, come back afterwards. And then you show them the shopping and remind them, this is what the shopping is tonight. Maybe you have a few little prizes that you give out in that group so that they want to come to the group. And then have them share, like, what was your top takeaway? What was something fun that you learned tonight? Kind of create that community of that group. So I thought that was another great way, kind of exactly what you said, Courtney. There's just so many things. I just think it's going to be so fun that they gave us this opportunity to do something fun. There's all kinds of images that are out on Mary and Martha. I think I put them all on the We Inspire Shared Hope page also. And like Carrie mentioned, there's also some graphics that she's making that we can all use too. So just have fun with this, you guys. Thank you again for coming on tonight. Thank you again, Courtney, for your amazing trainings. We can't wait till we can come back in January and be together. And I know you'll keep encouraging us, I'm sure, on things.
Yeah. And I think in January, it'll be great to come back because we'll come back in a new year and we can dive back into all of this. And again, if you guys like need stuff over the holidays, just message me. You know, I'm not going away.
Yes. Yeah. It's nothing. Yeah. There's nothing like against me or Courtney or, you know, it's just, we're thinking we should get honed in here. And it's like, we want to be the most productive that we can all be. And so we're really excited for what's coming ahead. Someone had their hand raised.
Yes, it's me again. I'm sorry.
Awesome.
Lisa, have you heard? I thought I read on that training sheet where there'll be some promo videos coming out, but they haven't.
Yes.
They haven't been posted yet, have they?
I have not seen them yet. Okay. They did mention that some promo videos were coming that you could use to help invite. So I'm sure they're coming. I haven't been on much today. We had something really sad happen in the Mary and Martha world today. One of our top directors, Diane Nelson, I don't know how many of you know her, but her husband passed away today. It happened this morning. He had a massive heart attack while he was out hunting. And so we've been trying to process that and just all those things. And so it's been a hard day today for a lot of us that have been in Mary and Martha for a long time. So I don't know, that could have been a little bit to do with maybe why something didn't happen today either, but things are coming. We're going to still keep moving with the events and everything that's going on. But yeah, if you can lift prayers up for Diane. We also had a team member, Sarah Malone, who lost her husband last week also, Chris Malone. And so we lift her up also. And there's just a lot of things going on. I know we all have things going on in our lives. And I just that's why we need some of these fun things, right, that are happening with Mary and Martha. And to just remember that God has us. And even though some things don't make sense, when we were in the middle of finding this all out, they brought a little group together and they were like, Lisa, pray, Lisa, pray, Lisa, pray. And I'm like, my mind is blown here too, and it's kind of like, sometimes we don't understand his ways, but he already knew, right? He knew each of our timing. He knows exactly where, whatever's going on in your life, he knows exactly what the next step is. And so just trust him. And even with these events, have fun. If it works for you, do it and have fun with it. If it doesn't, let one go. But I think as consultants, it's worth it to get them all and give them a try, because Abby is just super fun. And we all need some fun. We all need some fun in our lives. Yep. And so anyway, so I know there's videos coming, Nikki. I'm guessing they'll hit tomorrow if they're not out there. I just haven't had a chance to look today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.